So how about this? Nelly Korda earns her 9th win on the LPGA Tour, her first since the 2022 Arnica, driven by Gamebridge at the Pelican. And she's got a bit of a knack for tournaments when it comes to Florida. She defended that title back from when she won it in 2021. And she also picked up a title at Lake Nona in 2021 as well. So she clearly likes this part of the world, Jim. I mean, the performance that she put on today, it was just an absolute roller coaster. It was all sort of falling apart on holes 14 through 16, and then to come back and bounce back and somehow turn things around. I don't think she even knew how she did it, but it was so resilient and so impressive. How would you sum up the way that she just navigated her way through that final stretch?
Well, it brought back memories to my last win, and this is not about me. This just brought back this memory at Memphis. You know, I had a pretty good lead like she had, probably had a 3-shot lead going to the back 9 and make a double, make a bogey, and things started speeding up, and then fortunately at the end I made the birdie to win. And it's I dug down deep. I never quit. I never let things get away from her. But she's done this in the past. You mentioned that. I remember back at the Pelican tournament where she had a big lead here in 2021, and she comes to the 17th hole with the lead, a real tight lie here. Just fluffs it right in the bunker. She's been in control of her game the whole time up to this point, and just a huge mistake here. And this is to finish off. Triple bogey on the 17th. Now she's behind. She's got to go to the 18th tee. She has to make birdie just to get into the playoff. Yep, she buries it. So the triple bothered her, but she came back, knew what she had to do at 18 and did it. And then you look at the first playoff hole, and guess what? Made a good putt earlier. So the triple didn't keep her from getting the trophy, but it was a little tougher than I think she expected with that big lead, and that was back at the Pelican, so she struggled there. So you think back to those times, how do you learn a lot about yourself. How do you react when things aren't so good? Can you dig down deep? Well, she's done that this week as well when you think about some of the ways she finished coming down the line, and I was just so impressed with that. And this is in the 3rd round. She mentioned that bunker that they've had some pretty good success out of and pretty lucky out of. She's made 1 eagle up to this point for the week. Make it 2. She had gotten off to a really poor start on the front 9, missed some short putts, but never gave up. Makes the eagle, kind of turning the round around. Now she goes to the 18th hole, and it's a difficult hole. Maybe not as hard in the 3rd round, and this is the finish with the birdie. Now this is back in the 3rd round. Gave her that big lead, so she finishes eagle birdie. Crowd here, they're excited about it. She's, hey, I finished strong. I didn't give up. I learned a lot in that position. That's always a head shaker. What did I just do? And I think that's what you always tell yourself. But today, things were going terrible for her. She said she came up there. She had to hit a really good shot. She knew she had to make the eagle. And she does. But she's not done. She still won back, but there's still a chance. 18th hole had only given up 1 birdie, and that was by Brooke Henderson. So she comes to the 18th. Not the greatest lie, a little bit thin. She and Jason went over. This is a shot you've got to make birdie. She goes up that aggressive shot just over the right side. Carries just over that slope. Releases down nicely. How about that? Eagle birdie finish again, and that gets her in the playoff. Just when it looked like it was over, they actually thought it went in by the reaction of the crowd. It's just such an impressive. It was fun to watch. It really was. You go in for one point, you're going like, okay, who's going to win? And then you see the finish we had there. So I think she learned a lot about herself. She hadn't won in a while. And to win at home in front of all those fans, I guarantee you they helped get her over the finish line, because there's nothing like, and we don't get to do it often as professional golfers, to play at home. We know the home court advantage, and whether you've got it in basketball or football and all the other sports. But when you're a golfer, you just don't get that opportunity. So for her to finish it off like that, what a special win. Hollis Stacy was one of her mentors. She was in the crowd there as well. So it was a great week. Wire to wire, just an amazing finish for sure.